Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile. Well, it's 3.20 Balance Manifesto, so I could technically say the new league, but I haven't gone through that. I'm going through it in order, and so technically the Balance Manifesto for the jewels and ailments mitigation with this Golem jewel change that's pretty big that I have to go through. I'll go through it right now. So, pretty much it was saying that the golem jewels are not exciting. They're underpowered. Or they're too narrow window of usage, or both. I think this actually applies to golem jewels. Okay, so then they specifically mention the golem jewel after, and they say they want finding a unique jewel to be interesting. The unique jewels that drop naturally should be those that are very valuable with broad appeal to the average player, either to use in your own build or trade to someone else. We've worked towards this goal by removing uninteresting unique jewels, adding more chase unique jewels, and moving jewels that do appeal to a smaller subset of players to other places so that they can be pursued by choice. And then the other part about specifically the golem jewel. Golem. Some other build enabling jewels that affect golems can no longer drop. So golem jewels can no longer drop because they're underpowered and too niche. And then they can be found from another more deterministic source. While we want you to discover this new source on your own during gameplay, we will say, for clarity, this is huge, that these jewels do not come from vendor recipes. Also, there's another post I have to get. There's an update to this. Give me a second. There's like an FAQ that I should go through, and then we'll go through the rest of this stuff because it's also still really interesting. There's a lot of buffs here. So then we had jewel changes FAQ, and it was our primordial. I already had it open. Okay, no, it didn't open. Our primordial jewel is changing. We have no plan to change them for now, which means like they're gonna keep them the same power. And then in here it said what's happening to these jewels. Golem jewels, these are more deterministically available and aren't relying on random drops anymore. The intention is that they should be relatively accessible. This sounds good. This sounds good. As long as the intention follows through and the execution is good and they actually, yep, everything should be good there. So that's my point there. And now we go back through. So yeah, so Golem Jewels not dropping it could be actually better that they're deterministic depending on what we have to do to get them. And then they don't plan to change them right now, but they could. This is clearly what they're focused on. They think that there's two things here. They're too rare in the current drops because they want to make unique jewels a cool drop. And then at the same time, yeah, they want to make them less rare. And then they wanted to give us a cool way, and they didn't want to buff them to make them one of the crazy jewels, because then they would just be really rare. They could have, but they're going for the letting us use them, letting us get them, and build around them. And golems being early with the clay shapers and the golem jewels, how this is working out. Interesting. Very cool. Now we'll go back. Let's go through the rest, because there's a lot of stuff here. So in our upcoming 3.20 expansion, which they've already revealed the name, but I haven't made a video reacting to the trailer yet. In our upcoming 3.20 expansion, we're making a number of balance changes that we'll present over several balance manifestos that each cover an individual topic. In today's manifesto, I just realized I could do this. There we go. We're discussing changes to jewels, most notably increasing their potential for ailment mitigation. Problem: jewels have modifiers that provide various forms of ailment avoidance or protection. However, their current values are moderately low. You often need to stack several jewels in order to have adequate levels of protection. We feel this is an excessive amount of investment for how necessary ailment mitigation is to a character's build. This issue has been exacerbated by some of these mods being gated behind corruption, making them more expensive and difficult to acquire. We're expanding the pool of mods available on magic and rare jewels and are making their modifier values more generous so that players have better access to sources of ailment mitigation with less investment. Regular jewels that are not abyss or clusters, now have mods that provide reduced duration or a reduced effect for a wider variety of ailments than before. Abyss jewels now have mods that provide avoidance of various ailments. This means that jewels should be a more reliable and less expensive source of ailment mitigation through their higher mod values and better variety of mods. Many unique jewels are not exciting to find. There are a few reasons for this, in most cases underpowered or whatever. There's also many corruption-only jewels that don't fulfill a good purpose. Previously, we were hesitant to revisit unique jewels and improve them beyond their initial designs, because many of their themes are somewhat rigid in nature, meaning there's little room to improve them without completely remaking them. An example of this is the Fireborn Crimson Jewel. It has no values that we could increase to make it more useful. It simply changes the damage type within a radius, which has very limited opportunities for use. Any improvements we could make to this jewel would have to fundamentally change its identity and would therefore essentially remove the jewel in its current form from Path of Exile. You could just add a mod, but that's just my opinion, because I've seen that shit in like League of Legends where they just kept adding mods to things and complicating every goddamn champ. It's like, oh, just give it an extra ability, just give it an extra stat, but I guess you don't want to do it in this solution. We're making it so that, every unique jewel that drops is very rare and highly desirable. This means that many existing unique jewels have been removed from the drop pool. The intention is that now, when you find a unique jewel, it should almost always be a very positive experience. Oh my god, my inspired learnings. No, to help make jewels drop special, we've designed a new set of unique jewels that are powerful oh shit. Wait, this line. Wait, they're telling us that there's a new set. Is that 2, 3, 7, 40? These can drop from the core pool. You can learn more, because how many did they remove? And then did they just want the pool to be smaller? And then, or did they actually add like a shit ton of crazy jewels and the game is going to be insane next season? These can drop from the core pool. You can learn more about these jewels in our upcoming announcement live stream for the 3.20 expansion on December 1st. I'll be streaming it, co-streaming. You should check out my live stream too. With that said, there were some unique jewels that were still useful for a subset of players because they had build-enabling modifiers or other very niche uses like the brute force solution or other attribute transformation jewels. Instead of getting rid of these, we've made them corruption-only unique jewels. We feel this has benefits for players who want them and players who don't, as generally players who don't want them won't come across them as core drops, and players who do want them can still actively pursue them. So technically this is showing that ours could have been put into the corrupted pool, and they chose to put it into a deterministic source. So we'll see how this works out for us. This is... Alright, some build enabling unique jewels can now be found from more deterministic sources throughout PoE. One example is combat focus, which can now be obtained through a vendor recipe. And we don't even have the vendor, it's something else. What did they do? What did they do? go kill all of the golem bosses on these maps. Like, what? No, no, you didn't. That'd be actually so funny if they did something like that, because that's almost like Mage Arena 2, go kill the wilderness bosses with the mage spells that you have to get unlocked in the Mage Arena to unlock the mage capes, and it's like an untradeable in a way that, but it can be tradable because it's a deterministic, so it won't be expensive. Yeah, this is sick. Well, we want you to discover this new sword. Yeah, the golem jewel thing is cool. We'll see how this works out. Summary. Our goal is that finding unique jewels is an exciting experience. The unique jewels that drop naturally should be those. Oh, you could actually just read the summary and you'd know exactly everything that was here. The main points. The unique jewels that drop naturally should be those that are very valuable with broad appeal to the average player, either to use in your own. So they want you to pick up and look at unique jewels more. They want them to be more valuable. We've worked towards this goal by removing. Yeah, so there's gonna be more jewels like inspired learning and that other one, the green one. Don't remember. Someone will remember. Problem. Many of the unique jewels that are currently granted through quest rewards are not very desirable. Additionally, because they're offered to all players who make their way through the campaign, they're extremely common, which inhibits them from having value or being meaningful items to find. Which we don't have to worry about with the golem jewels because you can't find them. We have also come to feel that it's thematically incorrect to offer unique jewels as quest rewards, as it undermines their feeling of uniqueness and prestige. Wait, so this means that my thing won't be a quest either, because that would break the unique feeling of the golem jewels. So it's actually something completely different. I don't know. We don't know. Man, what the hell? That's so funny. Solution. Unique jewels will no longer be offered as quest rewards. Most of the jewels that were previously offered have been removed. See, at least that didn't happen. You know, there's always worse. Those, like, our thing might actually be good. Though some important, because their intention is for it to be more common. Though some important ones have had their effects preserved in the form of new unique items or by being added to the pool of rollable jewel modifiers. Wow. Jewels get so much better. Like just even normal jewels then. These quest rewards now offer a random rare jewel. I wonder what they're going to say about this, because the rewards are not static like the unique jewels were. They may have a better chance of being useful to the receiver or something that may be valuable to trade to others. At the very least, they should be less predictable. Yeah, so there you go. They made them roll better for the quest. They actually did that. Players should no longer be burdened with predictable, unique jewel quest rewards, but will not entirely miss out on some of the valuable aspects they did have. Conclusion. Jewels should be more exciting than before, and provide a better source of ailment mitigation than they were in 3.19. Jewels with effects that are useful only to a subset of players should be attainable while moving them out of the way of players who aren't interested in them. You can find out more information in the patch notes for the 3.20 expansion and in our announcement. Also, as we mentioned, we have several other balance manifestos coming out. These will cover topics such as curses, arch nemesis, and eldritch altars, among other things. So we already have the arch nemesis one, and then we have the league name, but we don't have, the curses, eldritch altars, and then what is among other things, just like small little notes probably on one of these other ones, or is it a full separate page of just random shit that it doesn't get its own page, but they're bundled together? Oh, this is pretty crazy though. This is huge. So I wonder what it's gonna be, because it seems like it won't be a quest, at least not the main quest. And does that not count if it's a separate quest because of how it can be a thematic thing? Like how I said, killing the golem bosses, for example, would be pretty thematic. But then that's pretty late too. Like that's pretty far, and you have to have all the maps. What tier map do you of the things would you have to do it? Maybe it's not that bad. Maybe they could move those maps to, but then they'd have to worry about keeping those maps at lower tiers on the atlas and all that, and I don't know. But yeah, they might do something like that. And then just keep that in mind in the current thing, and they might even have a new, based on what they're saying, they might have a new, not currently planned, but eventually with enough time, obviously, they might change Golem jewels in general, and then they would get it put in a different spot again. They don't have to stay in this spot or in this state. So yeah, this was really cool though. I'm looking forward to reading the Arch Nemesis and going through that one for you guys and giving my thoughts. And then we also have the League trailer. Well, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this works out and that our deterministic source is not too bad and is more common and easy and relatively accessible. Relying. Uh-oh. I'm relying on this recipe or whatever it is now. Goddamn. Well, anyways, thanks for watching. Have a great day. If you guys are new to the channel and new to jewels, if you've ever used a jewel in your build, hit that like button. If you guys hit the like button and you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you guys are notified of the next one. And I'll see you guys in the next one about Arch Nemesis. Bye!